Will Jennifer Lopez ever address her husband's drinking problem? What did Ben Affleck say or do that Jennifer thought was significant? Yes, the alcohol problem is a severe issue in and of itself, but Jennifer was previously reluctant to discuss it. This has all changed today. Lopez has made an effort to make their private affairs as discreet as she could. She even mentioned how she tried to keep other people from knowing about these things. So, to find out what happened, stay tuned to the very end. Welcome to yet another amazing video from the Gossip Gush channel. In this video, we'll discuss Jennifer Lopez is finally speaking about Ben's serious alcohol addiction. Ring the bell and join our channel first to make sure you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Now, let's get things going. Alcohol has been a significant part of Ben Affleck's life for a very long time. We were all aware of what had transpired in JLo and Ben's relationship. They were engaged but decided to break up in 2004, but they recently discovered each other again in 2021 and were able to tie the knot. Yet, according to Ben, once he reconnected with Lopez, all of his alcohol-related issues were forgotten. He probably sincerely wants to cure his alcohol dependence, but addiction is a tremendously difficult thing to get over. Even though Ben was committed to improving himself, it appeared that his alcoholism had not yet subsided. People will undoubtedly pay attention to whatever these two do, especially at public events, given their popularity in the profession. That's why when someone uploaded a video of them bickering at a recent party on the internet, it quickly became popular. In the video, we're discussing JLo drank a taste of Ben's beverage as he protested that he wasn't drinking. Given that she's been putting up with all of it for a very long time, she must have had enough. We're referring to the fact that Jen's feelings and tiredness could only be understood by those who had experienced this situation. Following their reconciliation in 2021, they made the decision to wed in July 2022. Those in attendance at the private ceremony in Las Vegas hoped that this would be the end for the couple. You might have watched Jennifer's interview with Zane Lowe as well, in which she spoke candidly about their recent union. "I got to see the love of my life again, and we made the decision to stay together forever," she stated. "May think it is. There will undoubtedly be issues in any relationship, no matter how perfect others may think it is. Now, in the case of Ben and Jennifer, it is Ben's alcoholism that's the main source of their issues. We're aware of how the paparazzi frequently follows these well-known celebrities, and this also happened to Ben. He appeared to be intoxicated at the moment, so someone inquired about a party he went to in LA. He acknowledged that he had slipped up, but vowed not to let it happen again. Those who claim that staying sober is simple, especially if you're determined to, clearly have no idea what it's like to experience this. Well, let's briefly discuss Ben Affleck to help you better grasp his background and what precipitated his alcoholism. Ben has therefore been coping with his alcoholism and mental health concerns for a considerable amount of time. Evidently, as he was growing up, many of the people in his neighborhood were dealing with the same issues. He'd seen firsthand what it was like for events of this nature to occur while someone was so young. His grandma and uncle each had separate lives in various ways. Also, he had an aunt who struggled with addiction, and Ben's father was an alcoholic. He mentioned how when he was a child, he had witnessed his father drinking continuously throughout the day. Thankfully, his father was able to handle the circumstance and maintain his sobriety. Ben said that he finds his father's long period of sobriety to be very impressive. His father finally went into the field of treating addiction. When his parents separated when he was only 11 years old, he must have been relieved. Ben and his brother Casey also became alcoholics, despite the fact that their father is making progress toward recovery. Ben was already drinking excessively at the age of 15. His mother decides that she must take him in a wilderness camp. At the age of 18, he took the plunge and entered the acting business, where he gradually rose to prominence. He decided to give up alcohol and become sober after realizing that his career was taking off. He was treated for his alcoholism in a residential facility. He was able to maintain his sobriety for a few years as a result, but pretending to be sober might be challenging. Ben occasionally permitted himself to drink, which we all know is not a wise choice for those who've been struggling with alcoholism. He has even already discussed this. He must have believed that if he could stay sober for a few years, he would be able to live without alcohol issues for the rest of his life. We all know how a small amount of alcohol may lead to huge problems, and Ben experienced this firsthand. Because of this recurrence, he's been the subject of numerous opinions. It was said that the media had a significant impact on their breakup. Only a few days before the wedding, they canceled their engagement. Given how well known both of them are today, this was a huge topic back then. But soon after they split up, Affleck started dating Jennifer Garner. On the Pearl Harbor set, these two got acquainted. When Lopez and Affleck broke up, it must have startled a lot of fans when Garner and Affleck decided to be married a year later. 2 daughters and a son were born to Garner and Ben. Now the drinking continued when Ben was with Jennifer Garner. Garner had to put up with Ben's alcoholism for those years, so if you assume he must have found more motivation to improve and get fully sober, you're mistaken. Ben's drinking issue is a double-edged sword because Jen claims Ben cheated on her with the children's nanny as well. Christine is the nanny in question, and she was mentioned in the headlines regarding this affair. She also gives off the impression that she's not at all bothered by the allegations, and she was even brave enough to provide further grounds for speculation about her relationship with Ben. Afterwards, Jen began to drop signals that this was not just a rumor, but rather a real event. She also made it apparent that their falling out was not primarily due to adultery. Their breakup must have been caused by more alcoholism. 2015 marked the final year of their marriage. Even though they didn't get along well, Jen was still a huge support for him while he battled his alcoholism. Because Garner even let Ben reside in her guest house in Atlanta for 2 years, their marriage did not terminate in the worst way possible. He then returned to a residential treatment facility, and regrettably, he experienced a recurrence right after finishing the therapy. When he had his relapse, Jennifer was there to aid him once more by driving him back to the rehab facility, so she was genuinely hopeful for him to get better. She must still be worried about him knowing about his past because they were married for 10 years, and he will always be the father of her children. Ben finished the treatment once more in 2018, but his addiction persisted, as evidenced by the media's discovery of him acting intoxicated the day before attending a Halloween party in Los Angeles in 2019. Even his walk is crooked. Despite this, he reconnected with Jennifer Lopez the following year. They appeared prepared to declare that they had rekindled their love for one another when they stepped out in public in 2021. Ben had mentioned in one of his interviews that he had been clean since the beginning of 2020. He attempted to blame his ex-wife Jennifer Garner for his drinking habits while they were married, which did not seem good during the interview. He claimed that he was drinking significantly at the time because he felt confined. He said if he was still married to her, he probably wouldn't be able to be sober. This was a harsh way to refer to your ex-wife, who was essentially present while you fell apart. Even though they couldn't have a perfect relationship, he should have at least appreciated what she did for him. He faced heavy criticism for what he said, so he quickly clarified it had been misinterpreted. What else could it have possibly meant? Any way you look at it, he certainly sought to lay part of the responsibility for his own addiction on his ex. Nonetheless, some claim that J.Lo is doing an excellent job of controlling Ben. Do you believe Jennifer Lopez is now second-guessing her choice to reconcile with Ben Affleck? Will they be able to endure the challenges they had to overcome this time? Enter your comments in the space provided below. Please like, comment, and share this video if you found it entertaining. Bye until next time!